man. Is Stu not here yet? Is Stu not here? Oh, I miss Stu. Is he? Hi, Stu.
Hey, Glenn. How's it going?
Hey. Really bad, okay?
Wow.
But at the same time, pretty good. The mood swings of President Biden are terrifying. People say, Donald Trump, he could get out of control and go for vengeance. What the hell do you think is happening right now with Joe Biden? Did you see the speech he gave for January 6th?
As much of it as I could take. And I did realize watching it that the real tragedy of January 6th for the Democrats is that in an election year, it fell on a Saturday.
Yeah.
So that no one was paying attention, because this was their whole idea. Their whole campaign was to talk about January 6th constantly, and everyone missed the big speech this weekend because no one cared.
Yeah, I know. Well, there was at least one person that I've never heard of on MSNBC that was sobbing. He really had a hard time getting it together. Hey, Sarah, do you have the Glenn theme or something, something that's very, very stirring that you could play, the MSNBC clip where the anchor is talking to a Capitol Police officer? And
powerful.
It's very powerful. Go ahead.
Is Michael Fanone,
not that
former
theme.
DC
Stop.
police officer.
Not that theme. Glenn's theme, that America the Beautiful kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Mail-in ballot. Fanone, former DC Metropolitan Police officer, Courage for America council member, and author of Hold the Line, The Insurrection and One Cop's Battle for America's Soul. Officer Fanone, I'm going to try to get through this.
Oh, no.
Thank you for what you did 3 years ago today.
Hey, look at the cop who's looking at this guy. He's like, what the hell is happening? What? I'm not here. I'm invisible. Okay, well, it was a very scary, scary time on January 6th for, especially Ashley Babbitt. But let's not talk about that. Very, very scary thing. And here's what the president said in his speech.
Today we gather in a new year.
Yeah, there we go. Mm-hmm.
Some 246 years later, just one day before January 6th. A date forever shared in our memory because it was on that day that we nearly lost America.
Oh, my God.
Lost it all.
Lost it all.
Today, we're here to answer the most important of questions. Yeah. Is democracy still America's sacred cause?
No, the Republic is. But, it's cute with that democracy thing, seeing that you're president of the United States. And then he goes on to celebrate sending January 6ers to prison. Go ahead.
Since that day, more than 1,200 people have been charged for the assault on the Capitol. Nearly 900 of them.
Okay, stop. Hold it just a second. 1,200 people have been convicted of assaulting the Capitol. No, actually, it was trespassing. So let's just keep that in mind. What they were actually charged with was trespassing. Now let's go to the second half of that, after conviction.
Collectively to date, they have been sentenced to more than 840 years in prison.
Yay.
Yeah, that sounds like a democracy, doesn't it? Yeah.
Everyone's
More
in prison.
More prison time.
Instead of calling them criminals, he's called these insurrectionists patriots.
Wow.
Okay, stop. No, in no court documents, in no court case are they being convicted or tried for insurrection. None of them have been charged and convicted of insurrection. So where are we getting all this insurrection stuff? Where is that? Where's that happening? If that's what they did, then fine, charge them with that. And I think you could make a case for a few of the people that I saw. You could make that case. But for the vast majority of it, parading shouldn't get you a couple of years in prison. Trespassing shouldn't. And then you have the attorney general going out, or the U.S. attorney who's in charge of this case, going out and basically saying, we're going to charge the people who were even outside of the Capitol. Cut 10.
An important note when it comes to our prosecutions about those who remained outside the building. we have used our prosecutorial discretion to primarily focus on those who entered the building or those who engaged in violent or corrupt conduct on Capitol grounds. But if a person knowingly entered the restricted area without authorization, they had already committed a federal crime. Make no mistake, thousands of people occupied an area that they were not authorized to be present in the first place.
Okay, so that is the fence that is outside of the Capitol that was taken down by somebody who was clearly an operative of something. So when you went past that fence, which was now laying in the dirt and you couldn't see, and it seemed like it was okay to go by, you were committing trespassing. You were outside, you weren't doing anything, but you were standing there. You're now, and so they're going to go after, they're actually going after more people as the polling on this gets worse and worse and worse. And as the evidence gets worse and worse and worse for the prosecution. When you start to see the tapes, I don't know, did you see what Lara Logan did on her show? Did you see this? Really, really credible work from Lara Logan on this. You see it, Pat or Stu?
I did not see anything from Lara Logan, no.
Oh, my gosh. Lara is talking to this. She just released it, I think, on Saturday. She's talking to this woman I've never heard of, and she was beaten and billy clubbed by 3 cops, police officers from the Capitol Police in a hallway of the Capitol. And she's not doing anything. She's trapped in the crowd. And these 3 police officers target her and beat her in the head. One of the police officers takes a closed fist and hits her repeatedly 5 times in the head. Then she's thrown head first into a stone wall. She doesn't even remember any of this because the beating was so bad. Then they start beating her with billy clubs and stabbing her with billy clubs. She's not doing anything. It's a horror show, an absolute horror show.
The whole thing is misleading, too, which is amazing. I mean, the 2 things they wanted to get done after the January 6th situation was, one, call it January 6th, so there'd be this anniversary every year. They could come out and have these speeches and have like a September 11th annual event where they could talk about the horrible tragedy that went on. And secondarily, they wanted to use the word insurrection. We talked about this at the very beginning. They used that word immediately, knowing that they would later on use it to take Donald Trump off the ballot and try to make him
so very well planned and pushed. It's like when people during COVID immediately, all of them together started saying, it's like we need a great reset. Wait, where did that come from? All of a sudden, everyone's calling for a great reset and the new normal? That's weird. Where did that come from? Same thing happened with insurrection. And that insurrection word is crucial to the Constitution. Crucial.
Yeah, that's why they're taking him off these ballots in these states. And Glenn, you mentioned, like, what does he say? 1,200 people have been, been charged and arrested because of insurrection and all of this. And it's like the actual stats are comical, even when it comes to this. They're having 1,240 people arrested. Now, there's 350 cases are still pending, so we don't know how those are going to turn out.
4 years into it.
Yeah. They've convicted, Glenn, 170 people of the 1,240. 2 people have been acquitted, and the rest have pleaded guilty. Now, okay, so you have 710 people who've pleaded guilty. Among those, only 210 have pleaded guilty to felony offenses. So you have people, about 450 of them were sentenced to periods of incarceration, ranging from a handful of days to more than 20 years. So when you look at it more specifically here, you have, as you pointed out, there are some people in this crowd that were not really just in the crowd, right? They really did have ill intent, and there's some evidence that some of them did some really bad things. But generally speaking, a lot of these people are just in the area, maybe broke a rule, broke a law, and maybe deserve a slap on the wrist, some of them. But generally speaking, you're talking about minor offenses that they pleaded guilty to without even a trial, and then also went to a place where they're not even going to prison. These are such minor offenses that they might be a fine or probation. Look, that doesn't mean it's nothing. I'm not saying it is. We're not trying to downplay what happened on the day. But like this idea that there's 1,200 people who tried to overturn the government is so completely insane and overblown that you lose all context of what actually happened on January 6th.
Correct. And let me just point out that Grandma should be in jail for maybe a couple of years. But Ray Epps, I mean, let's give him a slap on the wrist.
Of course not. Mm-hmm.
Did we ever talk about that when he was actually sentenced and got, what was it, 6 months? 3 months?
Yeah.
Something ridiculous. Ray Epps they have him on video doing all the things they accuse others of doing and then some. And people were like, well, what happened there? That's clear what happened there. This is a guy who's got to pay some time. He's got to. They tried to brush him off, make him disappear, and it wouldn't go away. So we're going to try him, and we're going to give him a very gentle slap on the wrist. So you stop that narrative, and you protect him from another administration coming in and going, oh, we're still working on this. Why don't we really look into Mr. Epps and see what happened there? This is a way to get him for double jeopardy. Can't be tried second time for what he did. So he only got 6 months. It's sick. When we come back, I want to play the audio of Joe Biden, where he got very, very angry. Very angry. And it's a little terrifying, quite honestly. So here's the really great part in Joe Biden's speech where he gets, I don't know, some might say that it's a little angry. Got 19.
We have to make our choice. I know mine, and I believe I know America's. We'll defend the truth, not give in to the big lie. We'll embrace the Constitution and the Declaration, not abandon it.
Jeez.
We'll honor the sacred cause of democracy, not walk away from it.
No,
that wasn't the clip. Do we not have the clip where he just looks, he looks insane.
Do you find the ups and downs of the emotions when he's speaking to be real?
Yes, I do.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. I'm a little torn on it. I feel like at times he's forcing it because he's trying to be some sort of he's trying to like capture the energy and I don't know.
Maybe
he's trying to show the emotion of that moment.
I find it the clip I saw this weekend where he was just squinting and angry was terrifying because I felt maybe he is just acting, but it was unhinged. Absolutely unhinged. And I don't know. That's what happens to people with, senility. They have wild mood swings and get very, very angry. And didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Now, here he is after the speech. He leaves the stage. Cut 20, please. Okay.
Wow.
All right. Jill comes out and grabs his hand because he's staring like a deer in headlights, and she grabs his hand and walks around the corner. She's just escorting him out. As soon as they get around the corner, she drops his hand, but he dawdles off like he's a toddler.
Is it possible he was just walking away from the Coldplay song? Is that a possibility?
It could. No, that's a very good possibility. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Cut 21. Here he is at the helicopter. He's looking at the helicopter. He's looking around like, are my toys? Where am I? Is anybody in the helicopter? I don't know. He's walking back now. Hey, do you know where I'm supposed to go? And then he's walking around, and The officer's like, what? What are you looking for, sir? I was wondering if I left my shoe. Did I leave my shoe in the car? I don't know where hey, pizza. Pizza. The secret word is pizza.
I, for one, am stunned they didn't tell him that the Secretary of Defense was in the hospital. I was shocked.
Oh, no.
I mean,
yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
I'd be shocked if they told him because it would lead me to believe he was actually running the country. The question is, did they notify Barack Obama?
Right.
As long as they notified Barack Obama, then we're fine. We're fine. It's not out of control.